Experts have been forecasting for some time that 2025 would be a game-changing year for BRICS, and early indications show that this prediction is already coming to fruition. The economic bloc, which began as a coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has now set its sights on a major expansion, with a host of rapidly growing economies lining up to join. Just 1 month into the year, Russia revealed that 23 countries are in the process of becoming full BRICS members, a move that promises to drastically shift the balance of global power. One of the most significant new members is Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, and one of the world's fastest-growing nations. Alongside Indonesia, Nigeria's inclusion into BRICS represents a crucial moment in the bloc's quest for greater global influence. But how did this dramatic shift occur? What benefits will Nigeria gain from joining BRICS? And what does this mean for the global financial system? In this video, we'll explore how BRICS is positioning itself to challenge the dominance of the US dollar, and what these developments mean for the future of international trade, political sovereignty, and the reshaping of global financial systems in 2025. On January 1, 2025, BRICS entered an unprecedented chapter in its history, marking the official beginning of its expansion phase. Already representing a significant portion of the world's population and economic activity, 55% of the global population and around 37% of global GDP, the bloc has made its expansion a key focus for the future. Under the presidency of Brazil this year, BRICS kicked off the expansion by welcoming Indonesia as the first new member of 2025. However, Indonesia wasn't the only major addition. Nigeria, with its rapidly expanding economy and resource-rich landscape, also officially joined, signaling a strategic expansion of BRICS's influence across several key global regions. Nigeria's inclusion into BRICS is particularly noteworthy for several reasons. As the most populous nation in Africa and a leading economic powerhouse, Nigeria's GDP surpasses $500 billion, making it one of the largest economies in the developing world. Beyond its sheer economic size, Nigeria is rich in natural resources, including vast reserves of oil, gas, and minerals, which gives it immense geopolitical and economic leverage. This membership adds tremendous economic weight to BRICS, and strengthens the bloc's position within Africa, a region that has historically been sidelined in global economic discussions dominated by the West. By including Nigeria, BRICS is asserting its growing influence over Africa and positioning itself as a key player in shaping global economic policies. This move represents a departure from the traditional Western-dominated financial order and sets the stage for the creation of a more balanced global system. But the inclusion of Nigeria is just one part of BRICS's broader strategy. Another important addition is Indonesia, a key player in Southeast Asia and a nation that sits at the crossroads of important global trade routes. Indonesia's entry into BRICS is strategically significant for the bloc, as the country has long been a central figure in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, one of the most influential regional organizations in the world. Indonesia's membership strengthens BRICS's position in Southeast Asia, expanding the bloc's global reach and its influence over critical trade routes. Moreover, Indonesia's growing economy, boasting a GDP of over $1 trillion and a population nearing 280 million, adds significant economic heft to BRICS. Indonesia's vast natural resources, including energy, minerals, and agricultural products, position it as a key player in global supply chains, further enhancing BRICS's capacity to influence international markets. Indonesia's shift in foreign policy, from reliance on traditional Western powers to embracing a stronger partnership with emerging economies, aligns closely with BRICS's goals of reducing reliance on Western-dominated institutions. The inclusion of Indonesia marks a pivotal moment for BRICS, as it solidifies the bloc's ambitions of reducing the influence of Western powers and creating a more multipolar world order. Indonesia's rich resources and strategic location will allow BRICS to tap into new markets and open up new trade routes, positioning the country as a key engine for the bloc's continued growth. However, BRICS's ambitions extend beyond just Indonesia and Nigeria. As of 2025, 23 countries have expressed interest in joining BRICS, including Algeria, Bangladesh, Morocco, Colombia, Pakistan, and others, all signaling their desire to be part of this rising global power. This expansion represents a clear challenge to the dominance of Western financial institutions, such as the IMF, World Bank, and the G7. For many of these countries, BRICS offers a new model for global cooperation, one based on more equitable partnerships, fairer economic conditions, and a move away from the US dollar's dominance. The most compelling aspect of BRICS for many of these nations is the bloc's push for de-dollarization. The US dollar has long served as the global reserve currency, giving the United States unparalleled leverage over international trade and finance. Through its dominance, the US has been able to impose sanctions, freeze assets, and restrict access to global markets at will. At the same time, the US could print more dollars without worrying about the inflationary effects that would normally occur with such an increase in currency supply. This dollar-based system has made many countries vulnerable to US economic pressures, often at the expense of their own financial stability. BRICS, however, is actively working to challenge this system. One of the central objectives of the bloc's expansion is to reduce the world's reliance on the US dollar by encouraging the use of local currencies in international trade. This shift would allow BRICS nations to reduce their exposure to the volatility of the US dollar, and in doing so, safeguard their economies from the political and economic leverage exerted by the US. For resource-rich countries like Venezuela and Nigeria, the move toward local currencies could offer more control over their natural resources and free them from the constraints of US sanctions and economic pressures. This push for de-dollarization is about more than just economic independence. It's also about political sovereignty. For decades, many nations have found themselves trapped in cycles of debt, political instability, and economic insecurity, driven by the influence of Western financial systems. BRICS offers an alternative vision, one rooted in mutual respect, cooperation, and the sovereignty of its members. By moving away from the US dollar, BRICS is promoting a more equitable and inclusive global order, one where the economic power is more evenly distributed and no single country or bloc can dominate the international system. One of the key reasons BRICS is gaining traction among emerging economies is its focus on reducing their reliance on Western-backed financial institutions, which often come with political strings attached. For example, the IMF and World Bank are frequently criticized for imposing austerity measures and structural reforms on countries in exchange for financial assistance, measures that often exacerbate poverty and inequality. BRICS's new development bank, on the other hand, offers financing without the political conditions imposed by Western institutions, making it an attractive alternative for countries seeking more equitable financial partnerships. But the push for local currencies is not just about protecting against external pressures. It also offers a pathway for economic stability in the face of the dollar's volatility. Indonesia, for example, could leverage its strategic position and vast energy resources to foster trade with other BRICS countries using local currencies, reducing the dependence on the US dollar. Such trade agreements would stabilize Indonesia's currency while allowing BRICS members to strengthen their financial systems and shield themselves from the disruptive effects of US sanctions. This shift in global trade represents a significant step toward reshaping the world's financial systems and creating a more balanced and inclusive global economic structure. As more countries adopt this model, the reliance on the US dollar diminishes, and the influence of BRICS grows. This could pave the way for a new economic order, one that is more reflective of the emerging global multipolarity. However, as BRICS continues to expand, a key question remains. Will the bloc accept all 23 countries vying for membership? While the surge of interest in BRICS signals the growing appeal of the alliance, the bloc's leadership remains cautious about its expansion. BRICS has the authority to select new members based on strategic alignment with the group's values and objectives. This selective approach ensures that only countries whose goals align with BRICS's vision of economic sovereignty and political independence will be granted membership. This careful approach allows BRICS to maintain cohesion and ensures that each new member contributes meaningfully to the bloc's long-term objectives. The strategic expansion of BRICS will likely prioritize nations with strong economic potential, regional influence, and a shared commitment to reducing reliance on Western financial institutions. By following this methodical strategy, BRICS can continue to grow while preserving its unity and effectiveness as a global force for change. As the BRICS bloc expands and its influence continues to grow, it's clear that the global economic landscape is undergoing a major transformation. The rise of BRICS represents a fundamental shift away from the dominance of Western powers, and the push for de-dollarization and greater economic sovereignty offers a new model for the future. The world is ready for a change, and BRICS is poised to be the catalyst that reshapes the global economic order. What do you think about BRICS's expansion and the push for de-dollarization? Do you believe this will reshape the global power dynamics in the long run? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on global economic trends and the future of international trade. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the evolving landscape of global geopolitics and economics.